Hello and welcome back to the channel. Steuben here, and today we're going to take a look at a deck from the World Championships, but not one of the ones you're thinking, stop, we're not going to look at the first place deck or the second place deck. We're going to look at a deck that got 13th place, piloted by Adam Hawkins of Team Cake TCG. That mad lad played Arceus Aggron VMAX, and I happened to snag this list Friday night and play it at a tournament on Saturday, and I did awful. I did absolutely awful. I went 1-3. Had a really close game round one that I lost, but it was very, very, very well to the end of the game, and it was a best of one tournament. And with best of one, you know, you start with an Aggron. It's kind of over, but I actually liked this deck a lot, and I wanted to cover it on the channel because it was a little bit different compared to what we expected to see from a lot of other things. So, yeah, well, let's do it. But before we start, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the notification bell. Doing all those things lets YouTube know that hey, this is some quality content and people should check it out. So, hey, hopefully you can support along the journey here. Don't forget to also, I'm having a tournament next week, August 30th, on Limitless TCG for my birthday, and 200 plus codes for prizing. Link will be down in the description below. So come hang out. I'll also be streaming all day with a variety of Pokemon and some other stuff, some Lego building, community games, Cult of the Lamb, whatever. And we'll be doing donations to help me raise funds for a laptop and this now crazy expensive regional circuit that's coming up. So I'll be desperately moving pieces of my collection. So this might be one of the last times you see some gold and some bling in a deck profile until I maybe make a decision on to sell some of the stuff. And then, you know, if we hit certain goals, we'll be doing the Hot Ones challenge from Hot Ones, of course, and giving away this playmat and other things. So come hang out on Twitch with me next week on my birthday, August 30th. Play in the tournament and have a fun time. But yeah, let's get to the deck profile. So again, yeah, this was by Adam Hawkins, who got 13th at Worlds 2022. So we've got a 3 Arceus VSTAR and 4 Arceus V. Of course, as always, we'll look at the V first. 220 HP with Trinity Charge for 2 colorless, or in this case, a double turbo energy to attach 3 energy from your deck to your Pokemon V in any way you like. And then Power Edge 130 for 3. Does happen sometimes, but Trinity Charge definitely happens a lot often. And we've got 3 copies of Arceus VSTAR, and we got 280 HP. Trinity over for 3 to do 200, and then attach 3 energy cards from your deck to your Pokemon V in any way you like, and then Starbirth, search deck for any 2 cards. So pretty good. Definitely with them announcing EXs coming out in the future, I feel like Arceus decks might still matter, but who knows? We have a while to go. We still have Lost Origin coming out in about a week and a half to 2 weeks from now, and whatever the last set is going to be, Silver Wind or something like that. So we still have plenty of Vs, V-Stars, and VMAXs that they have yet to drop. So let's take a look at Aggron now. We've got 2 V and 1 VMAX. Start with the V. 230 HP, so pretty thick in the terms of HP in a basic V. And you have 2 attacks. Rock Slide for 3. It does 90. This also does 30 damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon, so could set up some knockouts later on, and also helps you set up the Merciless Strike for 5, 1 metal and 4 colors. 150 plus 150 if they have damage counters on it. So they have a damage counter on them. You have the 5 energy here. You're hitting for 150 plus whatever damage is already on there. Is able to one-hit KO basically anything in the format. This ultimately bodies Mewtwo V Union if you hit it, and you can set this up in time. And on to the VMAX, 330 HP, and you've got Crackling Stomp for 3, 1 metal and 2 colors, 150, discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Not that bad. And then you've got Max Takedown for 270 for 5, 2 metal, 3 colors. It also hurts itself for 30. In most situations, you're just going to use this guy only if you hit like Ice Rider or whatever, if you want to, like, you know, go into a Palkia and so on and so forth, like a Goonpang. You get there, but a lot of the times I did attack with Merciless Strike on the Aggron. So there's that. We are rocking a 2-2 Bidoof and Vivarel line here for the Industrious Incisors. Once during your turn, you can draw until you have 5 cards in hand. Pretty straightforward. And Tail Smash can come up in case of a Miltank popping its head up. For more Pokemon, we've got 2 copies of Galarian Zigzagoon for the Headbutt Tantrum to ping your opponent for 1 damage counter, which sets up the Merciless Strike. So you grab this, you put a counter on it, you have your energy, you put your belt on there. You're hitting for 330 with the Aggron, 340 if they have the ping on there, plus whatever damage that might already exist anyway. So yeah, just like I said earlier, you're able to one-hit KO anything in the game. Kind of nuts. We've got 1 copy of Pumpkaboo for Pumpkin Pit to discard a Stadium. In this case, we play 3 Path. We'll get to that in a little bit. So if we need to turn off our own Path to use Starbirth or Crobat, then we do so. So yeah, one Pumpkaboo, 1 Crobat. That's it for the Pokemon. On to the supporters, we've got 4 copies of Marnie. Shuffle your hand, put it on the bottom of the deck. Both players do this. You get 5 cards, they get 4. Pretty straightforward by now. We've got 3 copies of Boss's Orders for your Gusting. 2 copies of Professor's Research to discard your hand and draw 7. And 2 copies of Raihan for the comeback potential. They knock out your Arceus. Aggron already has, a couple energy on it. Your Raihan, whatever you need onto it. Grab your Goon, grab your belt. Bada boom, bada bing. Merciless Strike. Big GG's. Stadiums, 3 Path to the Peak. Not too much variance there. A lot of your opponents will end up playing Training Court, and you can use it and abuse it to get your metal energy back. But Path will just slow down your opponent and turn it off. And like I said, if you ever have to V-Star power or use Crobat's Dark Asset, you have to grab Pumpkaboo to turn off your own Path, unless they've already bumped it. For the items, we've got 4 copies of Quick Ball. Discard a card from your hand. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it in your hand. We've got Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards. Search your deck for any Pokemon and put it in your hand. Pretty straightforward, so 4 and 4. We've got 2 copies of Choice Belt to increase our damage onto Pokemon V for 30. And we've got 1 copy of Big Charm to increase our HP by 30. Big Charm really just ends up on Arceus most of the time. So excuse me. But in some situations like Aggron might need a buff. An Arceus without a double turbo with 3 energy on it and a Choice Belt hits for 230. So if you need to keep Aggron alive, Big Charm will help you there. We're playing 2 copies of Switch. Aggron V and VMAX have a retreat cost of 4. So there's no way to get them out of the active other than these physical switches unless you're retreating. And that's just a deep, deep task. And the last item card, we've got a Scoop Up Net to be able to pick up and get out the Pumpkaboo or the Zigzagoon. Or in some situations, if you're stuck with a Bibarel in the active, you could just pick it up and put it back in hand and bench the Bidoof and start again. But that's it for the items. Pretty simple and straightforward. On to the energy. We are playing 8 copies of basic metal energy to fulfill Aggron's attack costs. You really only need 1 or 2. So these are just going to be accelerated onto your Arceus or your Aggrons with Arceus VSTAR or Arceus V's Trinity Charge / Trinity Nova. And then we've got 4 copies of Double Turbo Energy to accelerate even faster and be attacking turn 2 with Arceus. And we've got 1 copy of Capture Energy. When you attach it, you can search your deck for a basic Pokemon to put in your bench. So you can grab another Arceus, you can grab another Aggron, grab Bidoof, so on and so forth. But I'll leave the link down below to the tweet that this had. Again, congrats to Adam Hawkins for getting 13th place. And not congrats to me for going 1-3 drop in a tournament this weekend. But it was best of 1, and variance happens. Nothing on the line, so just trying to play fun, random stuff before we start taking it super seriously. I know we said we're going to cover a lot of Lost Origin stuff, and I plan to. There's still a deck profile in the works coming out later this week or before this, depending on when this drops. With Baltimore Regionals not being Lost Origin legal because of the dates, I definitely have a conflict of interest on, like, do I want to continue just to make Lost Origin decks and playtest them for the content, or do I want to better myself and playtest the current format to prepare myself for Baltimore Regionals? So we'll see a mix of both sort of things. We'll do some Worlds coverage, and we'll talk about the Pokemon EX over on Twitch and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I said, come win this playmat, play in the tournament, win some packs. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys whenever I see you. Much love. Peace out.